Okay. Some liquids, we can see that in whichever container we take, it will stick to the vessel. But some liquids, whichever container you take, they never stick. Can you just think that kind of two liquids which can stick to the surface? Stick to the surface means wherever it fall, that surface become wet. Simple thing. Tell me, which is that type of liquid?
Water.
Water. Yeah, in our daily life, water. Wherever one drop of water fall, it will stick to the surface. Can you just tell me which is the other liquid which do not stick? How much you take also it do not stick? Any idea?
Oil.
Oil.
Huh?
Oil.
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 Oil. Okay. Then what else? In a daily life, thermometer, what is the liquid we are using?
Mercury.
Mercury. Okay. So mercury is a more natural liquid which do not stick. Oil, still, oil, if you pour in the water, oil and water, they don't mix. Correct. Because we can see the oils are forming a bubbles. So oil also will not stick to the water. But sometimes the oil pour on the solid surface, it will stick. No. That means after wiping, still we will feel some part of oily thing on the paper, tissue paper, whenever you buy some snacks and all. So that is there. But more generally, mercury. Mercury is a liquid which do not stick to any surface. That is why we are using mercury in the barometer, mercury in the thermometer. Why? According to the temperature, in mercury thermometer, we are using to measure our heat energy. According to our heat energy, the mercury rises. And when you remove the thermometer from your body, it will fall. And we cannot see a single drop of the mercury sticking to the surfaces. Similar thing, barometer. Why we are using barometer? In barometer, mercury. Because according to the atmospheric pressure, the mercury level rises. And then if atmospheric pressure less, mercury level reduces. Clear? So that is the peculiar feature of the mercury. So these all things, one is attractive force. We can say that water and the glass has attractive force. Mercury and any container may have repulsive force. So they don't stick. That's the reason. Clear? So generally speaking, any surface of liquid, if it is free means it's open. Okay, it is open to the atmosphere. If it is closed in container, it may experience some pressure differences in them and then it may not. But every time in the case of a liquid, if the liquid surface is open in the atmosphere, then it will experience a force, surface tension, and surface tension behave just like a elastic string or elasticity. It has an elasticity. That is why I talk about the term tension. So liquid will behave like a elastic membrane. Elastic membrane. So whenever you pour the liquid in any container, it takes the shape of the container because of this elasticity. Because of this elasticity. But air, if it is open in the surface, it will escape. So surface tension is a peculiar feature for liquids only. Okay. Gases, if it is wide open, naturally, it may expand because of the pressure, temperature, and all those things. Okay. So that is about surface tension. So you can write down definition of the surface tension. So next head, surface tension.
Ma'am.
Yes.
So what about dynamic lift?
What is the
No, dynamic lift.
dynamic lift? Already explained to you. No, it is the application of Bernoulli which is making aeroplane and other things to fly. That
Okay,
is in
ma'am.
your textbook.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, it is given in the textbook exactly. and I will be making your notes, no? In that also is given.
Okay.
So dynamic lift Magnus effect already I explained in the last class. So that is why I moved on to surface tension. That is application of Bernoulli's principle. Okay. So surface tension definition. Whenever a fluid is open to the free surface, whenever a fluid is open to the free surface, the fluid tends to attend. The fluid tends to attend the minimum surface area in order to attend minimum surface area in a container and it behaves like a stretched elastic membrane. Thus behaves like a stretched elastic membrane, full stop. Next line. Thus this liquid surface possesses some energy and it is known as surface tension. So that is the definition. And in terms of how can you measure the surface tension? In that we have another definition in terms of how can we measure the surface tension. I already told you it is in a minimum surface area. So surface tension we can also explain, don't write now. Surface tension we can also explain the force acting per unit liquid surface area. Surface tension which is acting per unit liquid surface area perpendicular to a particular liquid layer and it is parallel to it. It's perpendicular as well as parallel to it. That means, see, surface tension means it is just pulling it. That means it is parallel, just pulling. So whenever you pour the water into the container, water is expanding, correct, according to the shape of the container. So surface tension acting parallel. But if you consider about the pressure acting on it, it will be perpendicular. Perpendicular in a particular liquid layer only, not entire liquid. Entire liquid, no. So we can write it as a single line of layer. So that is how we explain the surface tension. So you can write down surface tension can be measured. Next line, surface tension can be measured in terms of force acting per unit length, of an imaginary line of liquid surface Liquid surface. Oh, 1 minute. The audio is gone. Okay. Continue with this. Imaginary line of a liquid surface acting, acting, acting perpendicular to the line, acting perpendicular to the line and parallel to the liquid surface. Parallel to the liquid surface. Gone again. Okay. So imaginary line. Once again, I repeat. Surface tension in terms of force acting per unit area of an imaginary line of the liquid surface acting perpendicular to the line and parallel to the liquid surface So what you understand means, if this is a container and this is a stretch of liquid, if you consider the first layer of the liquid, so we consider this is as a line. So force acting per unit area means it is acting perpendicular to the line of this liquid alone, but the effect of the force acting to the entire liquid surface parallel to it. So it is acting normally to a small area, but effect of that will be stretching to the entire liquid surface, parallel to liquid surface. So that is the meaning of surface tension. Okay, so that is why it is taking the shape of the container. Okay, so you can write because of this surface tension, because of next line, because of this surface tension, the liquid surfaces possess surface energy. Liquid surfaces possess surface energy, and it will help the liquid to take the shape of the container. It will help the liquid to take the shape of the container. Example for surface tension, effect of the surface tension, you can write. The water rise up, water rise up to the top of the leaves of rise up to the top of leaves of a plant, comma, drinking cool drinks using straw. Drinking cool drinks using a straw. Formation of a paintbrush. When it is dry. Formation of a paintbrush when it is dry and when it is wet. Okay, so you can write so many examples like that. Yeah, even when you open the tap, the water level is coming through the pipe also is the application of the surface tension. So last class we learned viscosity, Bernoulli's principle. Now we are learning another quantity, surface tension. But actually in a practical world, the flow of the liquid is the combination of all these quantities: pressure, force, surface tension, viscosity, everything. So same situation also is an application for it. Okay, another example you already told me. Water takes the shape of any container. Mercury, the rising of the mercury in a thermometer. Rise and fall of a mercury in a thermometer. So that is also another example. You can write as a surface tension. Rise and fall of a mercury in a thermometer. Rise and fall of a mercury in thermometer. Okay, now we are moving on to the reason behind the surface tension. The reason behind is, as you see, that it is the intermolecular attraction and repulsion. So reason behind the surface tension is the intermolecular force of attraction and repulsion. The reason behind surface tension is the intermolecular force of attraction or repulsion. And we are going to get another new term for this attractive force and repulsive force.
Ma'am.
So you can write there are two types of forces involved in surface tension. There are two types of forces involved in the surface tension. First force, adhesive force. Adhesive force between two different molecules. Two different molecules. Adhesive force. First type of force is between two different molecules. Second type of force, cohesive force. Between two same type of molecules. Between two same type of molecules. Cohesive force and adhesive force. Adhesive force between two different molecules and cohesive force between two same type of molecules. Okay. For example, you can draw a beaker containing water. Just draw, for example, draw this small picture. Here, can you tell me who is experiencing adhesive force and who is experiencing cohesive force? Nandana, in this picture, a beaker containing water. Can you tell me who will experience adhesive force, who will experience cohesive force?
Adhesive force will be between the beaker and water.
Correct.
And cohesive force will be between the molecules of water.
Yes, correct. Okay, children. So, this water is taking the shape of the container because of the result of these two forces. One is adhesive, one is cohesive. As Nandana said, adhesive force is between the glass and the water. That is why the water is stable inside the container. And without spilling the water, how this water is get collected in that container? Because of the cohesive force. Similarly, can you tell me a brush dipped in paint? A brush, another example, a brush dipped in paint. Can you tell me what type of force is acting in this? Atul,
Adhesive force, ma'am.
what is the reason whenever a brush dipped in a paint, you know what is happened to the brush? What type of force is acting there?
Adhesive force between the
Yes.
brush and the paint.
Yes. So here there, more than cohesive force, it is adhesive force. Why? Because that is why the paint is sticking to the molecules of the brush. So that is why it is taking a fine form so that you can paint it. Even drawing, brush, everything. Clear? So that is the reason. Okay, another example you can write. Mercury in a beaker. Mercury in a beaker. Just draw that picture. Mercury in a beaker. So you can just draw the mercury formation in a beaker is like this, not like water. It is making a hemisphere shape inside. This is water. Water is this. Okay, but mercury is forming a oval shape on the top. You feel like the liquid is upward direction is collecting. Can you tell me, Sharon, what is the reason for this formation of a mercury? What is the reason behind it? Is it adhesive force or cohesive force here?
Adhesive force.
Adhesive force. Okay, Sharon, adhesive force means what?
Force between two different molecules.
Okay, force between two different molecules. Now, in this case, you see the formation of the mercury. You can see a small space between the beaker and the mercury over there. So what do you think? Is it adhesive or cohesive? Sharon. Why? There is a gap between the mercury and as well as the beaker over there. What do you think, Sharon? Now you can think and tell me. Is it adhesive? Is it cohesive?
Cohesive.
Cohesive. Correct. It's a cohesive. If it is, there is adhesive force, then mercury, the top part of the mercury would have stuck to the beaker, but you can see it is forming a oval shape direction. So there is a gap at the top. Here what is happening? Adhesive force is there, but in this case, cohesive force is more predominant than adhesive force. Okay. So in the case of beaker containing mercury, cohesive force is greater than adhesive force. Okay. So in the beaker containing water, adhesive force is greater than cohesive force. Correct? Similarly, a brush dipped in paint. Adhesive force is more than the adhesive force is more than the cohesive force. That is why paint and the brush sticking together. Okay. And if you suppose you wash this paint brush and keep it dry, again what will happen? The brushes will be getting separate. So that means in that case, adhesive force become greater. So in a fluid, this surface tension acts in terms of adhesive force and cohesive force. And it is only depending upon the nature of the substance. So mercury nature is that. But the what? Okay. Understood. So that is why. So cohesive force and adhesive force is a factor which is making all together, it is producing the surface tension effect, and it will change. It will change according to the nature of the substance. So whether it's adhesive or cohesive. Okay. Yes. So we have already written surface tension, and surface tension consists of two types of forces, adhesive force and cohesive force. So cohesive force actually related to attractive force between same molecules. Adhesive force actually equal to attractive force between two different molecules. Clear? Okay. And what do you mean by surface energy next? Write down next heading. Surface energy. So the energy possessed by the liquid, the energy possessed by the liquid in order to increase the area, in order to increase the area, in order to increase the area of a liquid surface, increase the area of a liquid surface by unity, under surface tension, by unity under surface tension is called surface energy. Under surface tension is called surface energy, or the work done, or the work done on a liquid surface, or the work done on a liquid surface. Thus you can write surface energy is equal to work done divided by increase in unit area, increase in unit area, increase in unit area. Okay, children. So we will continue the class in the next class. I am winding up the session now. Thank you.